And that's the second thing, that so much about this world is based on the notion that we are and always will be passive, that the most we're ever going to do is flick our thumb to swipe left, that we click a little fucking smiley face at the end of an email, and in some way that empowers us. Again, compare that to the fact that Eddie has spent his entire life as a fighter, as an activist, as somebody who's gone out to make this world better. And that's the other thing, I think, the two more things. Beyond the passivity and the way in which the world has become individualised is the cynicism that is now the default setting of so much, the who gives a fuckery of so much of the world now. And yet, you know, for 90 years now, Eddie's maintained a belief in a different world, a belief in certain ideals. You know, Alison said to me when I was speaking to her about putting this speech together, and she's only met Eddie in recent years, that his overriding quality is energy, is optimism, is enthusiasm, because that's the final element of the world which I see and which Eddie offers a personal contrast to, and that's the way in which education, science, intelligence has become increasingly derided. There's a sense of who needs it. And yet how many of us have had the experience of popping around to see Eddie, and the first 10 minutes of the conversation take place where he explains to us the new book he's found, probably by watching RTE broadcasts. You know, that sense of enthusiasm, of commitment, of a refusal to stay in his lane. They're the qualities I've always massively admired, and still do. And there is always a danger that what happens, Flynn and Kev avoided it, I think, very well, but there is always a danger that what you suddenly find yourself almost doing is describing Renaissance man. Well, I don't think that's you, Ed, is it? I mean, if we're going to be completely honest, he looked fucking ridiculous in a doublet and a codpiece. And more importantly, TK Maxx don't sell them. So Eddie wouldn't have them. But still, I suppose I come back to the very thing I started with, that Eddie, in my eyes, is and always will be a dissident who ain't kissing it. And that, I genuinely, honestly, I can't think of higher praise. I mean, isn't that the most wonderful thing to be? I really think it is. And when I look back to that day in 1972, I actually now regret that I fell asleep. I was knackered, but I regret I fell asleep, because I'm fairly sure on that journey, there might have been boring bits, but I'm fairly sure on that journey I would have learnt a lot.